Have you noticed something strange over the last couple of years? I mean, other than the success of Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina crystals, our government has done something they don't normally do. Admit to a lot of weird stuff. And I think it's part of a larger form of narrative control. What weird stuff has our government admitted to recently? Well, first of all, a year ago, the Pentagon confirmed leaked photos and video of UFOs were legitimate. Sure, if you want to be nitpicky, most of the footage is a pube stuck to an infrared camera or a plastic bag floating over the ocean while filmed by a jet going 40 billion miles an hour, followed by audio of a pilot going, "Man, that thing's from another planet!" And sure, if you want to be nitpicky about it, the pilot is an 18-year-old from Tuscaloosa whose high school didn't have electricity, meaning they had to bully the theater kids by candlelight. But still, the point is, our government admitted to UFOs! Next, they admitted to giving us false stories about the war in Ukraine based on faulty intelligence. They actually admitted they're feeding us bullshit on a silver platter. Well, not really a silver platter, it's more of a plastic tray like you'd find at like a Burger King or something with a smudge of ketchup and honey across it. And you're like, Burger King doesn't even offer honey, so what did I just stick my hand in? Now I have to burn this hand. Our government has been lying to us for generations, and now, for some reason, they're admitting to it. They also revealed that Saudi Arabia was actually paying one of the main 9/11 collaborators. Saudi Arabia, a key U.S. ally, helped perpetrate 9/11, and the U.S. has admitted to it. Then there's the military's recruitment video that came out of Fort Bragg just recently. It's called The Ghost in the Machine, and it's truly fucking bizarre. What fresh hell is this? I haven't felt this confused and scared since I heard they were rebooting Roseanne. This is a recruitment video? I would have thought it was put out by Big Pharma to cure constipation because I have filled my pants. Are you interested in joining us in fucking up the entire world? We're in the shadows, controlling all the stuff you thought was not controlled by sociopaths with guns, but totally is. So, if you're young and hardworking and don't have a moral core, then you too can be part of our secret cabal. Just email us at 4th Psyop Group at Earthlink. You know what? We got a couple of guys living behind your washer dryer, so you don't have to email us. We'll just see that you watch this, and our scan of your pupil dilation will show that you're interested, so we'll leave some paperwork on the counter you can sign. But even some mainstream media outlets have pointed out that it's no mistake that this video was discovered by the public. The Force Psychological Operations Group, also known as Psyops, defines itself as masters of influence and practitioners of information warfare, according to its website. That means the mere act of people debating its video is a sign of success. We conduct influence activities to target psychological vulnerabilities and create or intensify fissures, confusion, and doubt in adversary organizations, the group says. To create confusion and doubt. And considering Americans are now debating that video, that means we're the adversaries of our own military, which sucks because they have all the good costumes and can hide anywhere. Unless they wear the wrong costume, you dress up for invading a mop warehouse, but it turns out you're on a putt-putt course. Should have worn the windmill costume. So to get back to the overall point, why would the ruling elite admit to so many weird and horrible things? And why would they admit to manipulating and lying to us? Well, starting around 2007 or 2008, the powers that be lost control of the national narrative. Internet and social media had gotten too fast and too uncensored. Yes, the internet was uncensored back in the late 90s and early 2000s, but it took 25 minutes just to open a PDF of naked boobs, so the revolution had to be put on hold. But once the internet got fast and easily available, we saw roughly 10 years of some very powerful social movements and moments, including Occupy, Black Lives Matter, Bernie Sanders, Zeitgeist, WikiLeaks, the BDS movement, Extinction Rebellion, and of course, here comes Honey Boo Boo. The ruling elite, the deep state, had lost control of the narrative. Something similar happened in the 1960s, in between lots of sex, which is also when I'm at my happiest, in between the sex. When the loss of narrative control happened in the 60s, we actually know how our ruling parasites responded because we have a report about it by the oligarch social club, the Trilateral Commission. The report was called The Crisis of Democracy, where many of the most powerful people in the world, only, about half of them with forked tongues, wrote, "Some of the problems of governance in the United States today stem from an excess of democracy." Ah, that's the problem, they thought. We allowed all those losers out there to have an opinion. It's like the time I ended up with a pet rat named Helicopter because we gave my 4-year-old brother a vote on the family pet. I wanted to name him Motorcycle. Our rulers also said people no longer feel the same compulsion to obey those whom they had previously considered superior to themselves. Yeah, they're not obeying us. Why won't they obey like a dog or my butler who's afraid of being deported back to the asbestos mines where he was born? They continued, those institutions, church, school, military, etc., which have played the major role in the indoctrination of the young, the effectiveness of all those institutions as a means of socialization has declined severely. The media are a very important source of disintegration of the old forms of social control. They have made it impossible to maintain the cultural fragmentation and hierarchy that was necessary to enforce traditional forms of social control. So we know that in the 1970s, the ruling dickbags, to use a technical term coined by, I believe it was Simone de Beauvoir, redirected their energy to indoctrinating the populace. They regained control of the media and amped up forms of social control, such as cultural fragmentation and respect for hierarchy, and making sure cartoon mice could no longer outsmart cartoon cats because it upsets the natural order. Their manipulation worked, and the American populace was brought back to heel, or at least wasn't united in their disobedience toward the ruling powers. But over the past 15 years, the people with the yachts and the islands and the plastic surgery that makes them look like they have a face of a 20-year-old on the neck of someone who's been long dead, those people lost control again. And the response has been a great deal of censorship and telling the big tech companies to shut down dialogue that's outside acceptable corporate talking points. Hence why I'm now the most censored comedian in America. I mean, it was either because of that or because I revealed that Jeff Bezos had a team of scientists graft a 1,000-year-old Viking sword onto his genitalia. But the censorship has not been enough. There's still very little respect for hierarchy. I, for one, don't believe Joe Biden or Donald Trump could beat me in Trivial Pursuit or a 5K. I think both would get a nosebleed, pass out, and hit their head before it was over. The ruling elite still don't have control. There's still workers gaining power against the corporate titans. There's still very little celebration of ongoing American war crimes. I can tell you, the piñata at the Pentagon's "We Did It Victory in Afghanistan" party left a lot to be desired. It was filled with off-brand now and laters called currently and afters. Not good. So right now, we're seeing step 2. It seems the deep state has decided rather than try to fully control the narrative of reality, like they used to, because they can't seem to do it, they will muddy the waters to such a degree there is no truth. The military is fighting UFOs. The government admits you shouldn't believe them. Endless bombing in Ukraine is the only way to achieve peace over there. Meaning, war is peace. Those who speak the truth, such as saying Russiagate was a joke where the government has information about dozens of Jeffrey Epstein's fellow sex traffickers and has done nothing about it, those of us talking about these things are deleted or censored for misinformation. Meaning, truth is now lies, and lies are truth. Once you get to the point, truth is lies, and war is peace, and slavery is freedom, and materialism is love, and whiskey is healthy, that one I agree with, then you can truly do whatever you want with the society. You can direct them and manipulate them in any way you see fit. Average people can't even fight back because they don't even know which way they're facing or which reality is the real one. In the final years of a collapsing empire, the only way to stop people from rebelling is by telling them not to believe their own eyes. Don't fall for it. Keep fighting back. Remember what really matters in life. Don't let them win. That's all for now, but I'd love to hear what you think. Leave a comment. And better yet, join the community at leecamp.net, where you'll find others who want to create a peaceful, sustainable world. And keep fighting.